Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on when you're watching this. It's Penny from FCSS. I'm here for the second installment in my Caregiver Café live on Facebook. It's nice to see you all, and I hope you're enjoying this beautiful sunny weather. So today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about resiliency and coping, and specifically in helping with emotion coaching with your children and how that can lead to resiliency and healthy coping skills. So if you've heard me speak before, you'll know that I'm a bit of a nut about, a nut in a good way. I just really believe that teaching children and adults, teenagers, anybody, that teaching resiliency and healthy coping skills is crucial because the world isn't always kind. And as much as we would love our children to live in a world where they never have to deal with hurt and heartache and disappointment and sadness, they will have to sooner or later. So when we can give them the gift of resiliency, then they're set. They can learn to navigate those challenges. Yeah. So today, specifically, I'd like to speak about dealing with big feelings. So when our little people have big feelings, how can we respond in a way that helps build resilience and healthy coping skills? So, none of us were born knowing how to handle big feelings. It's a learned skill, and our children will learn, and caregivers, we are their most influential teachers. We will have the biggest impact on that learning. So learning to recognize what we're feeling, put a name to that feeling, allowing ourselves to feel the feeling in a safe environment, and how we react to that feeling. So our behavior, if we can learn to handle those things, then we can learn how to cope with them in a healthy way. Which is a big undertaking, right? That's no small task. So sometimes, though, that's an expectation we have from our little people, is that they will be able to do that without our support and help. And that's just not the case. So today, let's talk a little bit about some things we can do. So specifically, what can we do? So as always, to be the teacher, sometimes you have to be the student. So this requires us to look at our own emotional responses and our own coping mechanisms. Am I mindful of my own feelings? Can I name them? Can I feel them? Do I have a safe space, someone to help me if I need it? Are the ways that I cope with my big feelings healthy? If I can learn this about myself, I can model it then. So keeping in mind, of course, that we're all learning as we go, and having realistic expectations is important, both for you and for your children. And mistakes are made, and they're excellent opportunities to learn about doing better and trying again. So yeah. Okay. So let's look at some practical ways we can help our children learn how to regulate their emotions. So how can we emotion coach? So first of all, we can understand that almost every behavior is the outlet of some kind of unresolved feeling. Sometimes it's about physical stuff, tiredness or hunger, but often it's about something deeper. So we learn how to regulate ourselves. That's the second thing. Regulate ourselves first. We can't help or coach when we are triggered, dysregulated, angry. So you have to take a moment to calm yourself. Stop and breathe. The next thing we can try is we can become detectives. So asking your children, I wonder why you're sad. Thinking yourself about, I wonder what's going on here. Why are they having a hard time? instead of they're giving me a hard time, what's going on, right? And you can ask them, and you can ask, and lots of times you'll get a no. Are you feeling sad? No. Are you feeling frustrated? No. Are you feeling lonely? No. And you just keep trying until you hit on it. And they might even not be able to know. They might not be able to say yes. But that practice of trying to figure out what's going on, that sticks with them. And they really need your help to name it before they can move on to feeling it sometimes. So the next thing that's important is empathy and compassion. So looking at things from their perspective. It might sound something like this. You are so frustrated that your tower fell over. You worked so hard on it and now it's broken. That is very disappointing. And then give some space. Let them respond. See what's going on. Next, this part's where you use your expertise as their caregiver, because no one knows them like you do. So you will know what they need for a safe space to process their emotions. So do they need you to be near them or farther away? Do they need you to be holding them? Do they need you to keep your hands off? Do they need a break? Is it too stimulating? Do they need to take some time and come away from the activity? And your calmness, keeping your own emotions in check. This all helps them. And by providing the safe space to feel their feelings, you show them that their feelings are okay, that it's natural, it's normal, and that they'll pass. And this is part of what I'm talking about resilience. When we can know that our feelings are normal and okay, and that we can feel them and that they'll pass, we know that we can handle them. And when the big people in our life show us that they're okay and that they'll keep us safe, it creates this wonderful environment for learning that resilience around that, which prevents later habits developing to numbing, right? To trying to do things to avoid our feelings. Okay, and next, getting a little off track here. So it's a big topic and there's so much going on, but I will try to be concise. So when they've had a chance, so the next step is when they've had a chance to feel their feelings and process a little bit, and they've been able to calm down. If it's a big feeling like anger, that takes some time. So once they've calmed down and they're feeling reconnected with you, then is your opportunity for your teachable moment regarding behavior, because, right, every feeling is okay, not every behavior is okay. So once they're reconnected, you can move into problem solving. So this might look like, you were really angry and frustrated about your tower falling over. That makes sense. You'd worked so hard and you were really mad. And you were frustrated. And blocks are for building, not for throwing. Throwing blocks is dangerous. Someone could get hurt or something could get broken. And you can invite them then. So I wonder what you could do next time when you're so mad and you feel like throwing something. What could you do instead of throwing something? Give them a chance to come up with some solutions, deep breaths, counting to 10, jumping jacks, punch a pillow. Some kids are very physical. They need to work that out in a physical way, and you can help them find a safe way to do that. Some children really need to connect after. It scares them. The intensity of their emotion really scares them. So they need you there to feel safe. And offering them alternatives if they can't come up with their own. And understanding that children, brain-wise, don't have the capacity from a really young age. So 5 to 7 is when they can start to reason. So it's super important that we help them figure out what to do next, and we're there to support them with processing and keeping them safe and keeping others safe. So encouraging them to think of ways they can behave differently. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there for today, and I'll just do a quick summary. So when your kids are having big feelings, how can you help them through that? And how can you help them in a way that teaches them that their emotions are normal and healthy, and how they can cope with those emotions? So first, you're going to use your pause button, whatever that is. Stop, drop your agenda for now, breathe, whatever it is you do to support yourself in staying calm. Remember, you're the role model, right? Your job is to calm the storm. Attend to your own feelings first, and then respond to your child's feelings in a calm manner, which is so hard because we all get triggered, right? It's very difficult. Knowledge is power. Listen to and acknowledge your child's perspective. So that's what we talked about, empathy, compassion. Even if you don't agree with their point of view about why they're angry, you think they shouldn't be angry, let them know that you can see and understand things from their point of view. Then you're going to create that safe environment for them to feel their feelings. Help them to explore and name them, and be as close or as far away, just providing that emotional support, showing up, just being there, not trying to fix, just listening. And then finally, waiting for the teachable moment. So the teachable moment around the behavior. Wait until they're reconnected and regulated, because they literally cannot reason when they're triggered. So coming back to that at a later date, which can be difficult when you think that you need to address some behavior right now. It can be very hard. Yeah. So remember, ongoing process. We're all teachers and students, learning, making mistakes, and this stuff takes a lifetime. Many of us didn't have caregivers who taught us this skill, so we're kind of learning as we go too. Yeah. And as always, be gentle with yourself and with your little people. Take good care. Next week, Monday, same time, I'm going to talk more about resiliency. A little bit about welcoming disappointment, mistakes, and failure, and how that can build a foundation for resiliency. So enjoy the rest of this beautiful sunny day. If you need more information about any of our programs, www.fcss.ca. Feel free to comment on this post if you have any thoughts or questions or topics you'd like information about. You can also email me at penny.pittman@fcss.ca. Thanks, everyone. Take care.